Hello everyone, today I'm going to show you how you can set up a TailGrids project from the scratch. So let's get started. To start the project, first we'll have to configure Tailwind CSS with an HTML project. Let's create a project folder here in the desktop, TailGrids project, and let's open it up on VS Code. Now we'll create two files here, index.html and styles.css. That's it. Now we'll open up the VS Code terminal. You can do that by clicking on Ctrl and backtick. After that, let's go to browser and set up the Tailwind project. So to set up the Tailwind project, we have to install Tailwind CSS. Here's the command we need to install Tailwind CSS. Let's copy it from here. First of all, we'll generate a package.json file, npm init y. Here we got the package.json file. Now we'll install the package. Now we have to configure the templates path. So this is the config file. We have to copy this and we have to paste that in tailwind config.js file. After that, we have to import the tailwind CSS directives in our styles.css file at the very top. And after that, we have to run the build command. Here's the build command. Let's copy it. We have to put the build command in package.json file. Let's remove this test and build. Paste the command we copied from Tailwind website. Ctrl V, and that's it. We have to make a few changes here because we don't have input.css file. We have styles.css file, and that is on the root, not inside the src. So let's remove this styles.css. Like now we have to get this HTML file to test it. This HTML file includes our output CSS file, which will generate when we run the build command. Now let's run the build command, npm run build. So it will compile the CSS file. Now we can open up this index.html file on browser to test it. Click on this go live. So we have to remove this src because our CSS file is not in src. Let's remove this. Yep, now it should work. Yep, as you can see, we got the Tailwind CSS class with text bold and underline. Here font bold and underline. So the Tailwind CSS configuration is done. Now we have to install TailGrids and update the config file. npm install TailGrids. After that, we have to get the TailGrids config file. We can get that from TailGrids website. So here's the config file. It just included TailGrids as plugin in the Tailwind CSS config file and updated this contents path. That's it. So let's copy it, and we are just going to paste that in the config.js file. Ctrl A, Ctrl V. Now let's start the build command once again, npm run build. So the setup is done. We can now test it by going to the TailGrids website and copying the components, and let's get this code and copy. In the index.html file, let's remove this, Ctrl V. Let's check that out on the browser. As you can see, the component is looking great as it's on the TailGrids website. So this is how you can configure a TailGrids project from the scratch.